All right, this next video is taking what we just learned about log properties and actually applying them and using them. But before I can show you how valuable it is, I need to show you one more thing. So we're real close, and this you're going to need your calculator for a little bit. Okay, in your calculator, I want to compare these two things. So the first is log base 2 of 3. So in our calculator, if you remember, you're going to go to the math menu, you're going to go up to option A, and so you're going to have log base 2 of 3 and hit enter, and we get 1.585. Okay, not significant. We have definitely done this before. All right, but let's see what happens now if I do log 3, close your parentheses so calculator doesn't get confused, divided by log 2. Oh my gosh, it is the exact same answer. You get 1.585, okay? Well, not to sound old-fashioned, but way back in the day, this was not an option in your calculator. The calculator was only able to do base 10s. So if this was what we needed, log base 2 of 3, you can rewrite it as base 10 of log 3 over log 2. And remember, my goal in Algebra 2 is to teach you a lot of skills that you can use for problems from college algebra. So I want to show you how it's similar, even though we're not going to use it a lot. I want you just to have the skill and understand that it means the same thing. So let's see another way that we could solve these two problems. So on the first or four problems, I guess, I apologize. So in the first one, I'm going to write log base 5 of 64 equals x. That's what we did previously before Easter break, and we just put that right into our calculator. But now we're going to write it as a base 10. So instead, notice here that 3 was the bigger number. It went on top. So I'm going to have log 64 over, and then 2 is the base, and it went on bottom, which bases go on the bottom, so that makes sense, over log 5. This right here is my exact answer, and it wants exact and approximate. So exact is no decimals. Approximate is rounded. So in my calculator, I'm going to do log 64 divided by log 5. Now this parentheses at the very end, optional. This parentheses by the 64, not even sort of optional. Okay, hit enter and we get 2.584. Because we're in near thousandths, which is 3 decimal places. And this is my approximate answer. Okay, let's try this again on number 2. So on number 2, when I rewrite that, it's going to be log base 4 of 52 equals x. So instead of putting it in our calculator right this way, we're going to write it as a base 10, just simply because I want you to have both skills, not because one is better than the other. So I would do log 52 over whatever the base is of log 4. This right here is my exact answer. And now I'm going to get an approximate by doing the decimal. So I have log 52, close parentheses, divided by log 4. Get 2.850. 2.850. And that is my approximate answer. Okay, let's take a look and see what happens on number 3. On number 3, if I were to rewrite this, this would be log base 6 of 6 equals x. If I were to write that as a base 10, it would be log 6 over log 6. Now, I'm guessing you don't know what log 6 as a decimal is, and I don't know what log 6 as a decimal is. But I do know when I divide anything by itself, I'm always going to get 1. So this right here is a really important fact, that when you have a log and the base is the same number as the bigger number here, it's always going to be 1 every single time. So on this one here, we'd get log base 8 over log 8, which would also be 1. Okay, so now that we know that and we know the properties, we're going to put these together to be able to evaluate. And we're not going to get through all of these in this video because I didn't do all of them in class, but I want you to begin the process of how you would use the log properties to help you evaluate. Okay, the goal is to find things where you can write log base 6 of 6 or log base 8 of 8. I want to keep writing these things so I can find ones, because when I can find ones, then I can simplify things a lot easier and I can get some answers. Well, to figure out what I need to rewrite everything as, I need to look at this base here. And I need to see if I can write these numbers as something with 8 to some exponent. Well, there's no way I can write either one of those. If you look at your chart, it's not going to work. So if you can't, you need to go to plan B. So plan B, because it's minus, I can rewrite it as division. So it's going to be log base 8 of 128 over 16. Divide this out, that means I'm going to have log base 8, because I want to simplify that. And if I put that in my calculator, 128 divided by 8 is 16. So I have log base 8 of 8. Oh, look at that. The answer is just 1. Simplified all the way down. Okay. Number 2, we're going to try and see if we can write these as powers of 6, but it's not going to happen. You can check the properties or powers list. It's not there. So what's my next plan? Well, the next plan then, because this is division or minus, I can write it as division. So I'm going to have log base 6 of 240 over 40. And 240 over 40 is just 6. So it's log base 6 of 6, which is just 1. Now, it's not that easy that all these are going to come out to be 1. But I want to show you that if we can find a log base 6 of 6 or a log base 8 of 8, then we're going to be able to get some answers. So let's try another one. Now this one, I'm trying to get them to bases of 5s. And if I look at my powers chart, I can write both of these as powers of 5. Let's look at it and look. 25 we know is 5 squared. That's easy. And then here we go. 5 to the 4th is 625. So we can do that. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 5 of 5 squared plus log base 5 of 5 to the 4th. Okay, now because of this plus, I know I can rewrite it as multiplication. I'm going to keep working on simplifying this using my properties to get an answer. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 5, and then I'm going to have 5 to the 4th, excuse me, I wrote that wrong, 5 squared times 5 to the 4th. Okay, I'm multiplying it. Now I want you to concentrate, and I can't cover it up, but just look at this part right here. If you were given that problem on the last test, you know if you multiply with the same base, you have to add the exponents. So that is what we are going to do. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 5, 5 to the 6th. You're like, oh my gosh, this is a total waste. We're getting nowhere. No, quite the opposite. We're almost there. If I've got an exponent, I can put it in front. And now look what happens. Then it becomes 6 times log base 5 of 5. And log base 5 of 5 we know is 1. So this is just 6 times 1, which is 6. We've got an answer. So we were able to simplify that problem by using our log properties. And that's why the log properties are helpful. Okay, let's try another one of these. So we're going to look at the base. So we want everything to have base of 4, and we can do that with 64 and 16. So I can have log base 4 instead of 64, I can do 4 cubed. And I can have log base 4 instead of 16, I can have 4 squared. Because of this plus, I can combine them into one log by multiplying them. So this is going to be log base 4 of 4 cubed times 4 squared. But remember, if you're multiplying with the same base, you add the exponents. So when I rewrite that, I'm going to have log base 4 of 4 to the 5th. Okay, I really don't need these parentheses. They're kind of optional. I think it gets confusing when I write them. But now remember, exponents can move out front using my property. So I can 5 times log base 4 of 4. Well, what is 4 times log base 4 of 4? It's just 1. So this is 5 times 1, which is 5. All right, in class, we did just one more, and then we're going to save the rest for next time. So on this one, because it's log base 3, I want to write them as a base 3. Okay, we can do that. So 81, if you're not sure, that one may not be a common one, but as a base of 3, that one is, 3 to the 4th right here. Yep. Okay, so I can do 81 is 3 to the 4th. Whoops, I don't want to write on that. And 27 is 3 to the 3rd. That's easier. So we have, I like 2 colors. 3 to the, oh no, it stopped writing. Okay, so we have 3 to the 4th plus log base 3 of 3 to the 3rd. Now, because of this multiplication, I combine them into one or excuse me, because of this addition, I can combine them into one using multiplication. So I have log base 3 of 3 to the 4th times 3 cubed. In the parentheses, I can combine those by adding the exponent. So it's going to be log base 3 of 3 to the 7th. Move the 7 out front, so it's 7 times log base 3 of 3. Well, that means I've got 7. Log base 3 of 3 is 1. 7 times 1 is just 7. And there is my answer. For our 2 review days, we're going to continue to practice these log properties and go over them multiple times. This will definitely not be the last time we do them in class.